You can also just take your time getting to a comfortable position. You can do some torso twists, some neck rolls. If you're laying down, maybe hug the knees into the chest and rock side to side. Just starting to move your body however your body wants to move. And not as much thinking about what the movement is or what it looks like, but just taking a step back from all of that control and just become curious about what would feel good for your body right now. How does your body want to move right now? And no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move for as long as you need to. But whenever you are ready to come to a still position, you can let yourself do so with a straight spine. And if you haven't already, and if you're in a space where you feel safe, at any point you can allow your eyes to gently close. And just mark your arrival to this practice and into your body today with a full and deep cleansing breath. A long, slow inhale through the nose, letting yourself fill up to every corner and every edge of you. Pausing for just a moment when you are full and just experiencing that fullness. And as you need to, slowly letting it go. Bit by bit, letting this air exit your body and just pushing that final bit of air out of you to just truly empty yourself and pause to feel that emptiness. As your next breath comes as it's needed. And you can breathe just like this for a few more rounds if you'd like, if it feels good. Just by exaggerating the 4 parts of your breath. The inhale, the pause at the top of the inhale, the exhale, and the pause at the bottom of the exhale. Knowing that you can release this control over your breath at any point whenever you need. And if you haven't already, if you'd like to, you can totally release this guidance over your breath. And just let yourself step back into that role of the observer or the witness, where you are simply witnessing your body breathing. Just letting each breath come and go, just as the waves come and go on the shoreline. Knowing that sometimes this feels really difficult to do, so it is perfectly okay if that's where you're at right now. But as you are watching your body and watching your breath, just still noticing the 4 parts of your breath. They're not exaggerated now, but they're still there. When your body gently inhales, maybe a short pause at the top as it rolls over to your exhale, and that short pause at the bottom. And then just starting to notice how your body is right now, the shape that your body is in. How much space you are allowing yourself to take up. Maybe You're making yourself slightly smaller by curling the shoulders or curling the spine, maybe the head being down a little bit. Maybe not, maybe in a different shape. But regardless of how you find yourself, just starting to imagine, if you are sitting down, imagining that the crown of your head, the highest point in your body, is just being gently pulled up toward the ceiling above you. And if you are laying down, just imagining that the crown of your head and the soles of your feet are gently being pulled in opposite directions. And if you're sitting down, just feeling that your sit bones are being rooted and drawn toward the earth beneath you. So wherever you are feeling the opposite ends of your body reaching in the opposite directions. Even the tips of your shoulders, letting the outside of the shoulders reach away from each other, so you feel a bit more space in your heart. And as you let yourself be as big as you're meant to be, let yourself take up the amount of space that your body takes up, you just start to notice any expression that might be resting on your face. Any reactions you might be having to the words that you're hearing or the sensations that you're feeling. Maybe the brow is furrowed, maybe the jaw is tight, maybe the nostrils flared, or the chin and the ears holding a bit of tension. And just start to slowly let each of these places go, just by checking in and allowing them to release. Softening the jaw and the lips, the cheeks, the chin. The nose and the ears. Softening the eyes, the eyelids, all those little muscles that scrunch up when you squint, even letting those soften. The eyebrows and the forehead. Even your hairline and scalp. Almost feeling like the muscles on your face are just hanging off the bones a little bit. And you can stay in this totally relaxed state with your face. But if you're finding that you have issues or problems today, fully releasing the tension in your face, then you can play around with opposite sensations. So maybe instead of trying so hard to fully relax, you do the opposite and tense up everything in your face and make the smallest face you can make. You're tensing all those muscles and then releasing and just feeling the opposite of all that tension. Reminding yourself that this sense of release is a gift. It is a loving and freeing sensation. Reminding you that there's no need for you to hold anything tightly as you trust the anatomy of your body. And that everything will be held exactly where it's meant to be without any of your holding or any of your doing. And the same sense of release and softness that is in your face and head, you can just allow it to naturally cascade down the rest of the body. Maybe imagining this as a light or as just a warm breeze, a comforting sensation that is hitting your face, traveling down the head, down the neck and shoulders, just like stepping in a hot shower maybe. Cascading down the arms, the hands, the torso, to the hips, legs, and feet. Your whole body just feels a sense of safety with where you are. As you remind yourself that where you are at this exact moment is safe. If you have the ability to hear what I'm saying and be in the body that you're in, you are safe. And when we allow ourselves to feel this sense of safety that we ultimately do have, sometimes things can pop up that might be around us that make us feel unsafe. And if that is the case, just using those as reminders of adjustments that we can make to support our safety even more. As you remember that you have the power to choose. And at the end of the day, that's all life really is. It's a series of choices that you make. And maybe there are a few more choices that we can make to feel even safer, to feel even more supported. But knowing that regardless, ultimately, all of us are safe. We have the earth beneath us, and the sun above us. Our body is matter and will return to the earth, and our soul is light. And our energy is not created or destroyed. So regardless of what happens in your life, you are safe. You are being held. And just bringing your attention into your heart. And just feeling this unique rhythm, this unique beating that is inside of your chest all of the time. From before you even took your first breath of air, this heart has been working for you. Just taking these moments to remind yourself of this pure gift that is inside of your chest, beating for you all of the time. And that there is nothing in particular you have done to make your heart beat. And simply the fact that there is a heart beating in your chest means that you are worthy. And there is nothing you need to do to prove your worthiness. You being here is the proof. You can continue to feel your heart and listen closely to your body and continue to soften as I read a small passage from The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. The heart is actually very simple to understand. It is an energy center, a chakra. It is one of the most beautiful and powerful energy centers, and one that affects our daily lives. As we have seen, an energy center is an area within your being through which your energy focuses, distributes, and flows. This energy flow has been referred to as Shakti, spirit, and Chi, and it plays an intricate part in your life. You feel the heart's energy all the time. Think about what it's like to feel love in your heart. Think about what it's like to feel inspiration and enthusiasm pour from your heart. Think about what it's like to feel energy well up in your heart, making you confident and strong. All of this happens because the heart is an energy center. What is it about the structure of the heart center that permits it to close and to open? What you will find is that the heart closes because it becomes blocked by stored, unfinished energy patterns from your past. You need only examine your everyday experiences to understand this. As events take place in this world, they come in through your senses and have an impact on your inner state of being. The experience of these events may bring up some fear, some anxiety, or maybe some love. Different experiences happen inside because of how you take in and digest the world as it passes through you. When you take in the world through your senses, it is actually energy that is coming into your being. Form itself does not come into your mind or heart. Form stays outside, but it is processed by your senses into energy patterns that your mind and heart can receive and experience. Science explains the sensory process to us. Your eyes are not really windows through which you look out into the world. Your eyes are cameras that send electronic images of the world into you. This is true of all of your senses. They sense the world, convert the information, transmit the data through electrical nerve impulses, and then the impressions get rendered in your mind. Your senses are, indeed, electronic sensing devices. But if the energy patterns that are coming into your psyche create disturbance, you will resist them and not allow them to pass through you. When you do this, the energy patterns actually get blocked within you. What it means to live life is to experience the moment that is passing through you, and then experience the next moment, and then the next. Many different experiences will come in and pass through you. It's a phenomenal system when it's working properly. If you could live in that state, you would be a fully aware being. That is how an awakened being lives in the now. They are present. Life is present, and the wholeness of life is passing through them. Imagine if you were so fully present during each experience of life that it was touching you to the depth of your being. Every moment would be a stimulating, moving experience because you would be completely open, and life would be flowing right through you. And just letting all these words that you've heard today just settle. Anything you heard that sounded helpful, or resonated with you, just letting those words soak in deeper to you so that you feel a bit more confidence to act on these truths. And just reminding your body to be soft, reminding your face to relax, your shoulders and stomach. Reminding yourself to be so kind to yourself throughout this process of waking. And releasing any expectations you might have for your journey. Reminding yourself that this is a lifelong process. And if we are lucky, we will have moments throughout our life where we feel fully aware and life feels like it's passing through us in the best way. But not being hard on yourself if those moments are far and few between. Sometimes life is hard, and life will continue to be hard. And there will be moments that are easier than others. But this practice is not about erasing everything bad in your life and learning to see everything as good and helpful and wonderful and magical and all that. But this practice that you showed up for today and continue to show up for is about simply showing up for you as you are. And not trying to change anything, not trying to be somewhere different, but simply accepting your starting point of today. And remembering that there is a prime example of the cycles that we live through. It's right above us every night. And the moon right above us can represent our body, and how our body does not have a light of its own. It is simply matter at the end of the day, but it is lit up by the sun, which can represent our soul and our inner light. And at times, we feel like a full moon, and we are totally illuminated by our soul. We are feeling whole and full, and like we can share our light and shine down on others. And there are times when we feel like a new moon, and we are completely in the dark. Some may think we are not even there on that night, but we are still there. It can still be seen if you look closely. We're just not reflecting a large amount of light. We're in a cocoon of sorts. And then there's all those phases in between. We are partially illuminated, partially in the dark. And we are not meant to stop this process. We are just meant to accept it, live through it. Take each experience that comes at you, absorb what feels helpful, and move on to the next. And in those moments where you do feel full and like you have light to share, sharing it. Connecting, communicating with others who might benefit from what you have to say. And at the same time, not feeling guilty for not doing that all of the time. Letting yourself be whatever phase of the moon you happen to be. And trusting that the next phase is on the way. So if it feels like something you'd like to do today, you can allow your hands to find each other in a prayer position at heart center. As you feel your heart beating in toward your thumbs, letting your thumbs press back toward your heart. Just reminding yourself one last time of this pure gift that is in you. This really special energy center that experiences so much. As you take a deep breath into the body, letting yourself fill up with fresh and new air. And as you exhale, just letting go of anything that no longer serves you, as you let your head gently bow. Just bowing to the source of energy that is allowing your heart to beat, wherever you believe that to be. Bowing to the constant source of guidance and inspiration all around you, whatever that means to you. Bowing to everyone in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. May you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and everyone that you see.